Hey everybody, this is Mr. Beckstrom, and today I want to look at an example from the homework in section 10.2. I believe this is number 7, and it says find the equation of the parabola described below, find the 2 points that define the latus rectum. It's a great name for a math thing, huh? And graph the equation. And they give us the focus and the directrix line here. So we really need to kind of know what these mean. And first, I like to do just like a little sketch. You don't have to do a perfect graph or anything, but just to get an idea of what this thing is going to look like, which way it opens, which is actually most important here. So if I just kind of draw a thing, I know -5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So the focus is, remember, the focus is kind of in the bowl of the parabola. And the directrix line, which is right there, I'll just kind of do a little blue thing. And the directrix does not touch the parabola. It's on the other side of the bowl. So this kind of lets us know a few things here. Well, we know that the vertex is halfway between the focus and the directrix. So it's going to be right here. It's going to have the same y value, but we're going to find the midpoint of those two x values to find the vertex. That's the beginning of the opening of the parabola. So we can just take our x values here and find the midpoint. So that's what I'm going to do. So -5 plus 1 all over 2. That's just taking the x value here, the x value here, adding them up, dividing by 2, and I'm going to get -4 over 2, which is equal to -2. So our x value, and this is really h of our vertex, because hk is the vertex notation. So h is going to be -2, and then k is just going to have the same y value as our focus here. So it's just going to be -4. So -2, -4. I'm going to put a little point here. And -2, -4. That is going to be our vertex here. So k is equal to -4. And this thing, remember that the focus, once again, is in the bowl of the parabola. So this thing is going to be opening left, something like this. All right. So in order to solve this, we need to know which equation to use. And I'm in section 10.2 right now. This is page 659. And it gives me the 4 different types of equations depending on which way it opens up when the vertex is not at the origin, which this is the case. There's some equations a couple of pages before where the vertex is at the origin, a little bit easier, but we're going to use the one where it is opening left and the vertex is not at the origin. So this is the equation here. It is, and you just look to the right, this is opens left. So we have y minus k quantity squared is equal to -4 a x minus h. X minus h. All right. Now, let's remember, well, we have our k here. That's -4. We have our h. We need our a. Our a is the distance between the focus and the vertex, or between the vertex and the directrix. I could use either one of those, but basically it is this distance right here. That is a. And we look at the positive values of a for this. So if we just take -5 right here, and we subtract a -2, that should give it to us. So -5 plus 2 is -3. And remember, we're taking only the positive value of that. So in this case, a is just equal to 3. That's our distance between -5 and -2, and it's also the distance between -2 and +1. All right, so once we have that, I can plug all of this in here. So we're going to have y minus -4. Remember, k goes with the y value. So that's going to be +4 is equal to -4 times a, which is -12. And then we're going to have x minus a -2. So that's going to be x plus 2. So it should look like this one right here, and there should be an option for that when you're doing the problem. And then it also wants us to find the lattice rectum. And the way we find our lattice rectum is if you take the focus here, we're going to use the same x values from this focus for the opening left, and we want to find the point up here, and we want to find directly below it the point down here. So we want to find these 2 points on this parabola, the one directly above and one directly below. If this was opening up, it would be the ones directly to the left and to the right of our focus, but if it's opening or down, it would be left or right. But if it's opening left or right, then we are looking for the points directly up and directly below. So notice for both of these points, it's the same x value as our focus here. The x value of our focus is -5. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to plug in a -5 for my x and see what solutions I get, because that should just give me both of these. So I'm going to do y plus 4 quantity squared is equal to -12. And I'm just going to plug that -5 in there, plus 2. And I'm going to go ahead and solve for that. So y plus 4 quantity squared is equal to, do in parentheses first, so that is -3 times -12 is equal to 36. And I can take the square root of both sides here, so y plus 4 is equal to plus and -6. So I have 2 equations here. So for the +6 one is going to be y is equal to 6 minus 4, subtracting 4 from both sides. And for the -6 version, it's going to be equal to -6 minus 4. So this is 2, and this is -10. So that means that this point up here is going to be the same x value as our focus. So -5, 2. And the one down here is going to be -5, -10. All right, so this creates our lattice rectum. That's the line that kind of goes through the focus right there, and it helps us graph this parabola so we know what points it goes through. So if I was doing this like on a test or something, I'd probably wait till I drew my sketch too far until I knew where those lattice rectum points were. All right, and then the last thing it wants you to do is it wants you to graph this. And the graphing tool is a little bit tricky for my math lab. So what you do is when you go to the graphing tool, you're going to pick I think a right opening parabola, because that'll do both your right and your left. So it should look like this. If you're doing an up or a down one, it should look like this. But you're going to select the one that looks like this. That says I'm graphing a left or right opening parabola. And then you need to give it the 2 points. First, you give it the vertex. So our vertex is at -2, -4. So I'll go to -2, -4 on here, and I put this point, and then it needs a second point. You could put either one of these lattice rectum points on there. So I'd probably go up here to -5, 2 and put another point there, and that will graph your parabola. And at that point, you just save it, and you should be good. All right. If anybody has any questions, please let me know. And I hope you have a great rest of your week. Thanks.